Action figures are great!
Welcome to the newest edition of TNInews with your host, JC. Hey all you action figure enthusiasts out there, JC here, and welcome to a Friday edition of TNInews. And let's just jump into the news, and we're going to start off today with some news on the McFarlane toy front. So going up for pre-order today is a new round of 7-inch scale DC Page Puncher figures. So these are the DC figures that include a DC comic. I believe these are the comics included with these are reprints. They're not actually newly created comics, which some of the previous DC Page Punchers have had. And one other thing to note is one of the 3 figures in this wave is actually not a 7-inch figure, it is a 6-inch figure. So the figures included in this wave are a comic book version of their 78 Christopher Reeve Superman figure, so very similar to the one that just went up for pre-order a couple of weeks ago based on the movie. This has added cell shading to it to give it more of that comic book feel to it. So that is something to note. You only get one head sculpt with this figure. You get multiple pairs of hands. You do have the soft goods wired cape with this one as well. Then we have Shazam based on Dawn of DC. And this seems to be the most popular figure in this assortment. It is sold out pretty quickly, pretty much everywhere. Amazon, Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth. I haven't checked to see if the McFarlane store still has it available. But Shazam has sold out at least a single release. And then the third figure in this wave is from the Batman Adventures Continue, Jason Todd, Red Hood figure. So this is essentially a reissue of that DC collectible figure from several years ago. Same accessories, seems like same paint applications. So the thing to note about this figure, though, is that original DC collectible figure was actually a 6-inch figure, not a 7-inch figure. So I feel like they're just kind of sneaking this one in along with these other 7-inch scale figures. So, if you missed out on the original figure from DC Collectibles, you have another opportunity at it. But again, just note that this actually is not a 7-inch scale figure. Now, as far as the Shazam goes, you can still buy a case at Entertainment Earth that includes the Red Hood and Shazam. The case breakdown has not been given yet. I will also note, based on overseas listings, it looks like both Red Hood and Shazam will have some type of variant Platinum Edition releases. We have not seen those yet, but again, those two in this wave should have Platinum Edition versions released. The Superman figure does not. Also from McFarlane Toys this week, we had new pre-orders for 2-packs for the 3-inch DC Page Puncher line. So again, these are the smaller scale figures. So the first 2-pack to go up was Batman Blue Battle Damage and Joker from Dark Knight Returns. And then the second 2-pack was Batman of Earth 44 and Batman of Earth 11 Dark Knight Metal. So again, both of these 2-packs have gone up at places like Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, and the cost of these are $16.99 each. Now let's keep it with DC Comics and jump over to Mondo, and going up for pre-order finally today. This was originally supposed to go up earlier this week and it got delayed, but it is the new 1/6 scale Batman Beyond figure from Mondo. So this figure has a lot of different accessories, different head sculpts. You get an unmasked head sculpt, various batarangs, various wing pieces, various hands, a blaster and some effect pieces. So, and a grapple gun. So again, this is Batman Beyond 1/6 scale or 12-inch figure. This version is currently available in the Mondo shop, which is going to cost you $225. Now there should be a standard edition coming that will be available outside of Mondo, and we'll have probably a few less accessories. So when details on that become available, I will let you know. But again, the deluxe or whatever you want to call it version, the Mondo store exclusive version, is available for pre-order on the Mondo store now. Also, for you Batman fans, we've got a new Hot Toys figure. This is from the Dark Knight Returns. It is a 1/6 scale version of Batman. This went up for pre-order at places like our sponsors Big Bad Toy Store. The cost of this one is about $270. It's supposed to be released in March of 2026, so you've got a ways to go before it's actually going to be released. But with this figure, you get 3 different face parts, 3 pairs of hands, 4 batarangs, rope attached batarang, a rifle, and a figure stand. So again, this one is available for pre-order at our sponsor Big Bad Toy Store. And then also from Hot Toys, they've teased this Arcane League of Legends 1/6 scale Jinx figure. All we have right now is just this one preview image, but when more details become available, I'll be sure to let you guys know. For you Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fans from NECA Toys, we have a new Last Ronin figure, the Synja Commando and Mauser figure. This is currently available on the Best Buy website. It will be available at other e-tailers at some later time. But right now, again, Best Buy is the first one to have it, and the cost is $49.99. For you G.I. Joe Classified fans, if you're somebody who backed the Haslab Dragonfly, it looks like Hasbro has started to ship those out. People in the UK have already been getting them, and people in the US are starting to get notifications that they're getting ready to ship out. I got my notification with the tracking number just the other day, though when I checked the tracking number, it looked like it had not actually shipped yet. So, but again, for those of you who back the Dragonfly, it does look like it is getting ready to start shipping out to folks. Like I say, people in the UK have been getting them already. I'm not sure if anyone in the US has actually received theirs yet, but if they haven't, they will very soon. Now jumping over to Hasbro and Marvel Legends, going up for pre-order this week was that new Dark Avengers Warbird figure that they showed off at one of their recent overseas conventions. Actually, it was the 10/27 event that they first announced this figure. It is a single release. It's not part of a wave. It went up for pre-order. It's available at places like Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth. The cost is $24.99. The figure does have an alternate head sculpt, however, it is not of Carol Danvers. I know some people were hoping for like a classic Carol Danvers head to go on this body. Hasbro probably will do that at some point as a different figure, but again, this one is based on the Moonstone character, dressed up as Captain Marvel or Warbird, and she also, besides the extra head, has an extra pair of hands and some energy effect pieces. Hasbro has also released a couple of additional images for their upcoming X-Men Fabian Cortez figure, finally giving us some images showing off the ponytail. We still don't know exactly when the wave with this figure is going to be going up for pre-order. Now, I posted a rumor report last week on Marvelous News indicating that the wave of figures that will include the Fabian Cortez are as follows. And again, keep in mind that these have not been confirmed by Hasbro, so do treat them as rumor. But it looks like the other figures in this wave are going to include an Ultimate Wolverine figure, an X-Force Nightcrawler in the gray colors. So I believe that was one that maybe Hasbro said was coming before. Fan vote figure or something, if I remember correctly. An Age of Apocalypse version of Gambit, X Factor Cyclops. So we've gotten an X Factor Cyclops before, but with this one, it looks like it's going to be in the blue with yellow stripes outfit. A Morrow figure, a Generation X Husk figure, and then again, Fabian Cortez, which Hasbro has at least officially confirmed the figure itself. They didn't tell us the other figures in the wave or anything like that. But again, I believe those will be the other figures that will round out that wave. Now, I believe there will be a Build-A-Figure for this wave. I have no information on the Build-A-Figure, but it is a 7-figure wave, and generally 7-figure waves do have Build-A-Figure. So I won't say 100% because, again, I have absolutely no information about a Build-A-Figure for the wave, but I'm just making an assumption that it is, this does appear to be a regular X-Men wave. It is a 7-figure wave, and generally those do have the Build-A-Figure. Now, I had a bunch of other rumors, and then also Displaying Model Behavior this weekend also put out some rumors. If you want to, we talked about that on Monday's live stream, so you can go check that out. We have a full report on Marvelous News with all that stuff. So again, there's more rumored stuff out there. including an update on the ROM, the Space Knight figure. So Hasbro Steve Evans released this new image. It's giving us once again a look at the ROM prototype. I believe we saw this. They showed this off. I want to say it was during the Hasbro Pulse pre-show where they gave us a first look at this prototype. But again, Hasbro Steve Evans has released this new image. And again, based on rumors, this figure is going to be part of a wave of Marvel Legend figures where each figure in the wave includes a mini comic. So something kind of different that we haven't seen before. The ROM figure will have ROM #1. And then the other figures rumored for this wave include Banshee in his green and yellow classic costume, Adam Warlock with an Infinity Gauntlet mini comic. The Banshee will have a giant-sized X-Men mini comic. Miles Morales Spider-Man with the Miles Morales The Ultimate Spider-Man #1 mini comic. A Dark Avengers Wolverine with Dark Avengers #1 mini comic. And some Ultimate Iron Man with some Ultimate Iron Man comic. I'm not sure the exact comic that will be included with that, but an Ultimate Iron Man figure. So that should be the wave that is included with all the figures that are included with that ROM figure. And again, each of those figures should have some type of mini comic included with them. And I don't think that wave will have a Build-A-Figure. That is a 6-figure wave, and I believe there will not be any Build-A-Figure. Again, you'll get the mini comic with them. Now, as far as your next Marvel Legend pre-order, that should be coming next week. It was said at the NECA convention that this would be going up for pre-order on November 14th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. It should be available pretty much, Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth. Probably Amazon will have this one as well. But it is that alternate version of Spot from the Across the Spider-Verse movie. So again, we saw this figure. They announced it and showed it at the NECA convention. But that should be your next Marvel Legend pre-order next week. Now, that might not be the only pre-order. I guess I shouldn't say next because it also looks like that Rogue, that X-Men 97 Rogue figure that is going to be offered at Target stores. Remember back in September, Dan Young from Hasbro had said it was going to go up along with the Wolverine figure during the Target Geek Out event. And then something happened and only the Wolverine ended up going up, and Dan Young said that Rogue would be made available at some later date. So now Dan is suggesting that later date will be sometime next week. He didn't give a specific day, and he wasn't even 100% sure. So I guess we'll have to wait and see, and when more details become available on that, I'll be sure to let you guys know, either here or on Marvelous News. Also, Dan Young suggested that we're going to get a reissue of the X-Men 97 Gambit figure as well, but that won't be released at just Target. So, again, sometime next week, no date, not 100% sure, but it looks like that one will be offered at other places besides just Target. But again, definitely the Spot figure should be going up next week, and then possibly these 2 additional reissues of X-Men 97 figures. All right, and then finally for today, we're going to finish off with some news on the 4 Horsemen front and their Mythic Legions line. So this weekend going on now is their Mythic Legions Con, and they've been announcing new figures. I also want to note that Sideshow Toy has announced that they're going to be making statues based on the 4 Horsemen's Mythic Legions offered through the Sideshow website. So the 4 Horsemen actually won't be sculpting the statues, but Sideshow themselves will be making statues based on Mythic Legion characters. So that was announced this week. But we've got a new Mythic Legion's Reign of the Beast wave that will be going up for pre-order at 5 p.m. Eastern Time today. So probably by the time you're watching this video, these figures will be available for pre-order on the Store Horsemen website. Now, I'm not even going to attempt to announce these characters' names or pronounce these characters' names because I will just totally butcher them. So, but, these are the images that were released for these figures. Definitely the lion guy looks pretty cool. You've got some snake-looking guys. So, again, this new wave of figures from the 4 Horsemen will be going up at 5 p.m. Eastern Time on the Store Horsemen website. Now, on top of that, they have also announced what is a big-ass giant dragon figure, a green dragon figure that's going to be coming in 2025. So this thing, it's a 1/12 scale dragon, winged dragon. No word yet on price. It is supposed to be 3 feet long from the tip of the nose to its fully extended tail and 22 inches from bottom of his feet to the tips of his wings. So again, this thing is pretty huge. We've talked about previously whether Hasbro would ever do like a Haslab Fing Fang Foom and what it might cost if they did. And Dwight had mentioned during one of these recent conventions, just throwing out a general price without having researched it, somewhere in the neighborhood of $400 or $500. So the Four Horsemen have not given the price on this thing yet. We should get that information in December. It will be going up for pre-order in January. Right now, it looks like it's only going to be offered on the Store Horsemen website. But again, if you've been wanting a big, giant 1/12 scale detailed dragon, this is one that you might want to check out. Again, price has not been revealed, but I would not count on this being cheap. I suspect it will be more than $500. So, again, that's my speculation, but I could easily see this costing somewhere around $700. I wouldn't even be shocked if this thing ended up costing close to $1,000. Hopefully it won't be that much, but again, I wouldn't be shocked if it was. But again, they are doing this figure, and we will be getting more details closer to the end of the year. And then again, this should be made available first thing in January. And I should note that some of these images from the actual convention of the dragon come via Robo Don't Know, and I have a link to his channel in the video description below. Okay, so that's all I have for you guys today, but as always, I'd love to hear your thoughts on everything I talked about down in the comments section below. Like this video if you're so inclined, and if you're new to this channel, please think about subscribing and hitting that bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. As always, guys, stay safe out there, have a great weekend, and until next time, I'll catch you later. Thanks for watching today's video. Now, if you're new to the channel, please think about hitting that subscribe button. Also hit the bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. For all the latest action figure news, be sure to head over to toynewseye.com, marvelousnews.com, JediInsider.com, and tformers.com. And remember, action figures are great,